I am Tallstacks, TALL_STAX. Find me on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, anything you can think of really. My actual name is William. It's good. I'm from Hazleton, Pennsylvania. If you don't know where that is, a lot of people don't. It's like a half an hour away from Scranton. Most people know where Scranton is because of The Office. So yeah. It was like a while ago. It was in middle school. It was kind of mostly just like, I was inspired by Wiz Khalifa. So after I listened to one of his albums, I was like, fuck, like I wanna start doing this. So then I was like, well, I need a name. So at the time I was the tallest kid in my class, and like everybody would always tell me I was tall. So I was like, I could do tall because like other rappers do stuff like Lil Wayne, little stuff like that. So I was like, that's something different. And then I was like, well, what's something that people like? And I was like, money. So then I kind of spitballed around with it, and I tried like different things, and like tall cash, tall like bags, like something just tall, and then I came up with tall stacks. And at first it was only like STACK, and it was like normal, and I was like, well, if I put the X, then that makes it like cooler. So I was like, that works.
What influenced you to create the music you rap about?
Well, as I said, like Wiz Khalifa initially inspired me because it was in middle school, and one of my friends like showed me Wiz Khalifa's song. It was like Black and Yellow, and then some other stuff from that project. So after that, I kind of just listened to his whole album, and I was like, this is like really inspiring stuff. Like it was talking about like you can't take money with you when you're gone and stuff like that, and it's like really inspirational. So that's mostly like what triggered it. But then just adding other influences to it like helped a lot to what I rap about. People like Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne for sure. He's crazy. I wish I could rap like him. Who else? I listen to a lot of Lil Durk now. Kevin Gates. There's a lot of people I listen to. Childish Gambino sometimes. Usually after I get the beat or I make it, I kind of like, nowadays I try to make it more structured, so I try to start with a hook, so that way I know like I want this part to be more memorable and like catchy and have like a certain kind of vibe that I can just like hop into from a verse or hop out of. So like now I try to make it more structured and start with a hook. Usually I kind of just jump into it. Like I like writing a lot and doing like a lot of wordplay. So to me it's like, all right, what kind of like crazy stuff can I say, or what kind of like vibe am I looking for? So I kind of just start like listening to the beat, and then I think of like what would sound good and what would sound as like good of a first start. That's kind of different. It's a lot of like, it's kind of like freestyling everything to me. Like even when I try to get like a certain kind of vibe, like I kind of just go into it and I'm like, all right, let me find some kind of like sound or instrument that I like how it's sounding. And then after I figure that out and find that, then I have a little like mini keyboard, and I kind of just play around with it, and I'm like, what can I do to make this sound good, or what kind of melody can I make from it? So usually I start with a melody. A lot of people will say they start with drums. I don't really know how to do that. It like the melody to me kind of drives the beat, and it like sets the tone right away. So for me, I mostly start with the melody and just spitball at first, and then I'm like, oh, all right, that sounds cool. Now I'm just gonna go with that, and I kind of like build on top of that. It's mostly like, it's like exposure. Like it's hard to it's kind of hard to get out there and make yourself look different from a lot of other people that are kind of doing the same thing. And especially like a lot of people, like especially on Instagram, they do like copy and paste messages, and they're like, oh, I think I'm the hottest rapper out, go figure it out, or follow my page or whatever. And it's like you want to be original, but you also want to get the most out of what you're doing. So it's like it's hard to find a balance between like I can make unique stuff to get people's attention, and I don't want to spend a bunch of time on one thing and waste all this energy on something that might not even work. So like it's a lot of like where you're gonna invest both your time and money, because it's like you're kind of just figuring it out as you go and trying to make your own like path. Dang, that's a hard one actually. I was thinking about this question too. I'd say currently one of my favorites is I did a remix to Gunna's song "Who Is You Fooling." I like that one a lot because my wordplay on it is really nice, and also it has like realistic elements that relate to my life and different things like that. So it talks about like I only really had like generic brand food and stuff like that, and like I didn't have like Fruity Pebbles and stuff like that, like you know, like kind of name brand things. So to me that kind of sticks out. I have like unreleased music that is more like my favorite stuff, but that's unreleased, so I can't really like, you know, talk too much about it with people understanding. So it's mostly like it's just like songs with realistic stuff to me. Like recently, since my grandma passed in the summer, I've been rapping about her a lot lately, so it's mostly like songs like that it holds like a special place in my heart. It's kind of like it's different. It's like you kind of figure out like who really supports you at times, and it's like it puts like not like a microscope, but it puts like a spotlight on people that you choose to like involve yourself with and choose to like be friends with and continue to hold relationships with. Because it's like you could have somebody who's a lifelong friend and then they don't like listen to your music often, or like they just don't keep up with it. So it's like yeah, you're my friend and we're close and everything, but it's like if you really support me like you say you do, then it's like how come you don't like show it? So it's kind of like it's like a battle sometimes, but it's mostly like music to me is like a lot of my life. So it's like therapy. It's like I can't remember a time music wasn't there. So it's just hard to imagine it without it. I'd say it's kind of changed over time. Like mostly from when I first started, it's like in middle school, you're like, yeah, I'm an artist, I make music, and people are like, all right, cool. Like it's middle school, people don't really take it serious at first, and then like more, I guess like the more serious you take it, the more serious other people take it. So like over time, people are just like, oh yeah, he's Tall Stacks, like as like a joke or kind of like a casual thing. But like the more that I show that I'm putting like actual time and effort, and you know, like kind of putting sacrifices out towards what I want and towards my goal, it's like slowly people more kind of like see the vision and they're like, okay, he like actually wants to do it. So a lot of my family didn't actually know at first, mostly just because it's not like a family friendly kind of thing that you just like you show your family. So not a lot of them knew. My friends knew more, but like still a lot of my friends early on didn't really like see it as serious as I did. So it's more like they supported, just not as much as like you support. So yeah. Yeah, I have like a whole mixtape that I wanna put out sometime this year. It's called Worlds Collide. All the beats are made by one of my friends in Africa. His name is SK. He made all the beats. The project has taken more than 2 years, just because when I first started the project, I got in trouble with the police, and then they had to erase everything on my phone. So yeah, that kind of put a lot of things behind, and kind of like restarted a lot of songs that I already had kind of like made and thought out. So it's taken some time, but I have that, and then I have a couple of music videos I'm trying to put out, a couple different singles. I want to get a lot of visuals, that way there's more content to the music than just the music. So it's like extra things to get people interacted with. Make sure to check out my music. You already know, new stuff coming for sure. Definitely new collabs. Trying to finish up a lot of stuff. Check me out on Spotify. Be sure to follow me on there. Subscribe on YouTube. Tall Stacks, TALL space STAX. On Instagram, it's TALL_STAX. You can find me pretty much on any social media with just those two things. So be sure to go and follow me. Watch out for all the new content.